Hey guys, Nina here, and sorry I did not upload. When I finished uploading my last video, my computer just froze, and then it shut down and it wouldn't turn on, and it's like fully charged, and I plugged it in for like 5 days. It's like a really long time, and then it still wouldn't turn on, so I had to do a bunch of stuff, and do that, and do keys, push buttons, and click, and hold, and yeah, I did a lot of stuff, so I'm back, and sorry for the delay for chapter 16. So yeah, and I am actually, like, guys, I have 8 subscribers at the moment, and I'm very surprised at this. So thank you guys for 8 subscribers. Well, technically 7, because my friend subscribed to the channel, but you know, I'll just say 8 just for the numbers. So yay, almost at 10 subscribers. So yeah, and also guys, please request, cause I'm almost finished with the story. It's only like 6 or 7 more chapters left. So please do leave links to stories you want me to read, like longer stories. It doesn't have to be Ben Drowned, just creepypasta stories, or maybe like a Adventure Time one, like with Marshall Lee. Like, I like those ones too, and if you guys would like me to read one of those stories, just please leave a comment. And yeah, so I will stop blabbering about stuff and just leave it down in the description, and you guys just comment what you want me to read, and I'll stop blabbering and talking about stuff and get reading. So here we go, chapter 16. I'm not pregnant. Chapter 16. As we walked downstairs, we saw Jeff and Sally staring at us. Ben ignored it and went to go get some waffles, while I just stared blankly at them. What? I asked, confused. I saw Jeff smile creepily, making his already cut smile wider. I freaked out, gasping hard. He laughed and said, "So, what went down last night, you two?" I rolled my eyes and punched his arm. "Nothing, we just played some games, that's all," I said, annoyed. Ben was just sitting there, smiling widely and blushing while he stuffed his face with waffles. Sally tugged my shirt and looked up at me. "Can I feel your baby?" she asked softly as she motioned her hand to my stomach. My eyes widened and I waved my hand in front of her face. "What? No. What are you talking about, Sally? I'm not pregnant," I yelled. "Yet," I heard Ben say. I turned around and glared at Ben. Stuffy nose. I sighed, turning back over to Sally, bending down to her height, and looked straight into her emerald eyes. "Sally, what would make you think I had a baby in my tummy?" She giggled and looked at Ben, and then looked at me and whispered in my ear, "Because I saw you making one this morning, silly." I sighed and looked down at her, smiling. "And how do you think babies are made, exactly?" She looked around, making sure no one was listening except me, and whispered back in my ear, "When you kiss someone on the lips." I laughed, face planting myself as she looked at me, confused. What's so funny?" I shook her head and quickly patted her head. Stuffy nose. She shrugged her shoulders and skipped over to Jeff, who was in the living room playing video games. "Jeff, I want to play. Come on, Uncle Sunday bought me new dresses," she yelled. I heard a loud groan come from him, and I laughed. I looked over at Ben, who was still stuffing his face, and sat down next to him. "What were you girls talking about?" he said, stuffing his face with his last waffle. I blushed and whispered into his ear about what Sally had told me. He started chuckling and laughing, falling over, his face turning red. I laughed along until I noticed he wasn't breathing. "Ben?" I yelled, rushing over to him. I got close to his face, putting my forehead on his. Ben, wake up, please, I said, about to cry. I saw him open one of his eyes, and he smirked, pecking me on the lips and sighing, and I sighed and punched him hard. You scared the fuck out of me, you asshole. He laughed, getting back up and giving me those adorable puppy eyes. You don't love me anymore? He said in a baby voice. I blushed and yelled on him again. Of course I do. He smiled and walked up to me. I know. He grabbed my hands and kissed me. I relaxed and kissed him back, smiling. He started to kiss me rougher, pushing me up against the wall, lifting my legs up to his waist while he groaned as he kissed me more. Some big word. With his lips and tongue. He smiled at me. He smiled on my lips as I started playing with his hair. Hey Violet, do you want to play Uncle Slendy? Sally screamed, running away. We both pulled away, breathing hard as we gasped for air. Remind me not to make out with you in the kitchen, okay? He said, laughing. I laughed and nodded. Slightly, I looked down and started to blush. He lifted my chin and looked into my eyes. What's wrong, babe? He asked, tilting his head in a cute way, and smiled. Well, are we going out? I asked, looking looking back up. He smiled sweetly at me and said, if you want, then yes. I know do. That doesn't make sense. I nodded quickly and hugged him tightly. He hugged back just as tight. I felt like the luckiest girl in the world. We pulled apart, smiling at each other, and when I saw a little head poke out behind the wall. Sally, you can come out now, I yelled, laughing. Ben poked over my shoulder and said, you can uncover your eyes. Sally walked over, holding Jeff's hand. I burst out laughing. Jeff's hair was covered in glitter while he wore a sparkly red dress. He glared at me and told me to shut up. Ben was laughing so hard he made no sound. He just had his mouth open, clapping like a retarded seal. Sally smiled brightly, twirling around. Isn't he beautiful? She said while giggling. I laughed harder at this point. I was crying. Oh, yes, very, I said in between laughs. I looked over at Ben, who was still looking like a retarded seal. Jeff rolled his eyes and walked away. Angrily, glitter fell off of him. Me and Ben both gasped for air. All of a sudden, Slenderman walked in, crossing his arms at us. Please tell me to use protection, he said. I growled and stomped back. He sighed. I groaned and stomped back upstairs, pissed off. Ben ran after me. Babe! I love that chapter. It's so funny. So, yeah. That is chapter 16, and I will be recording chapter 17 right after this one. So you should get 2 videos today, and maybe I'll get 4 today. Maybe, since I did not upload for like 2 days, so I could do 4 uploads today. Since I don't have school today. And I don't know if I'll be able to upload any this week because I have benchmarks. Or I have EOGs, end of grade testing, so yeah. It's going to have a lot of fun. So yeah guys, that was chapter 17, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and thank you for subscribing. Bye!